In the week that I'm recording this, my state, the state of New York, and many others have mandated the closing of tattoo shops, as well as other salons and studios in the recent developments with COVID-19. I'm actually happy they did. We work in close proximity with people for sometimes hours at a time. It was just the responsible thing to do to keep everyone safe and healthy while we navigate through this tough time. That being said, being a shop owner with tattooing being my main source of income, and like so many others out there who depend on this income, it'll be a challenge to provide however long this goes on. I think it's important that we stay strong as a community and support each other in any way that we can. I want to use this channel as a way to educate and connect people to an industry they may not know much about. So if there are any artists or shop owners out there who wish to reach out and talk about your situations, what you're doing to get by, or just exchange ideas about how we can help those struggling, you can contact me at Spilled Ink Official on Instagram or shoot me an email at spilledinkttatpod@gmail.com. Find out more information in the show notes below. With that being said, be smart, be considerate, and stay safe. I hope you enjoy this week's episode. This is Spilled Ink.
So one girl, she wanted to get in that spot, Medusa. I'm just like, I'm not gonna do this for you. After like 6 months, I went to our local tattoo convention and I saw her. She went to the stage. She was without underwear. Like She showed to everyone this tattoo. I'm like, thanks God I didn't do that.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Spilled Ink. Today I have with me Alina Podlevska. She's originally from the Ukraine. She's tattooing out of Williamsburg at the moment, and she's been tattooing for 3 years. Thanks for being here, Alina.
Thank you.
So we'll just jump right into it. Why don't you let everybody know how you got started, how you started in art, and then how it transitioned into tattooing for you?
I like to draw all my life. My grandfather, he's a painter, so I spent with him a lot of time in my life, and he taught me how to draw. So it was my, I didn't play with toys. I did paintings.
Okay.
I drew with him. And I never, thinking about tattooing. Actually, I hated tattoos. When I was in high school, my classmates were talking about, when I finish school, I want to get tattoos. I'm like, don't do that. It's so stupid. Just, don't do this to your body. No. And when I was 20, just maybe I want to get a tattoo, a tiny one, just to have
Just to feel it out, right?
And just got 3 small stars on my neck, thanks to Rihanna. It was really popular tattoo at that time.
Okay.
And I saw my tattoo artist, he had both sleeves done. Whoa, is it possible to do something like that?
Were you still in the Ukraine at this point? Okay.
Yeah. And I started to think, maybe I want to do my sleeves too. But I couldn't get this because at that time in my country, it was really hard to find a good job if you have tattoos on visible spots.
Okay.
So I started getting on my hidden spots on my
ribs,
my legs, because I was studying at law school. I'm a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah. And one day I came to the tattoo shop for another session, and I told my tattoo artist, I wish I could get sleeves, but I know what job can I get if I would have sleeves. He said, I saw your drawings. You do this really good. You could be a tattoo artist. I'm like, no, I'm afraid of needles.
Right.
No. And he asked me to work at his tattoo shop at front desk. And so I worked at this position for 2 years. But all this time I just practice on bananas, oranges, on my friends. But then I decided to do it more seriously, after 2 years of work there. I know why, but no one at the shop were happy about it. They said, we have enough tattoo artists at the shop, so, we don't have enough space for you, too.
Right.
I'm like, okay, guys, I'm leaving you. So I left the shop, I got equipment, and started work at home. So in Ukraine, you don't need license for that. Just
really?
Yeah, you just, can get, equipment, just okay, I'm a tattoo artist.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, just rip somebody open, don't worry about it.
And just, started, work at home, just, made special room for that. Look like tattoo shop.
So you didn't have a traditional apprenticeship then?
No. And just for my friends, for friends of friends, that's how I started. And later, when I got more clients, I just rented small office space.
Right.
Just my kind of own, small tattoo shop. And I spent like that 1 year, and then just moved to USA and found tattoo shop.
Wow.
Yeah, so,
What made you come to the USA?
I always wanted to travel. Just like I found a way how to get visa to USA. Just like okay, let's try go to USA.
Wow.
And that's how I stayed here.
Wow, I wish I had the balls to do something like that. I thought everyone was like, oh yeah, just go to Russia. No. No.
Don't go to Russia.
Why?
No. It's better here.
All right. So how long have you been tattooing then?
For now, it's 3 years.
3 years?
Yeah, but 1 year, I'm just doing this more seriously.
Okay.
Before, I just did some small things. I didn't care about something really cool. Just okay, you want a small rose? Okay, I'll do it for you. And just now, okay, I want to do art. I want to do big projects. Something really interesting.
Right. Well, I could see from your Instagram, you have a very artistic background. As painting and stuff like that helped you with tattooing? Yeah,
of course. If you do realistic tattoos, you should know how to draw. You should know how to do lights, how it works.
Right.
Because if you don't know this.
Yeah, I feel like that helps layering. So,
yeah.
I know you do a lot of black and gray, but layering colors and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Black and gray, it's, to me anyways, a little bit simpler where you could just blend tones. But with color, it's you have to really blend out and saturate certain areas.
Actually, black and gray, more difficult than color.
Really?
For colors, it's hard to prepare for work. You just need to choose right colors.
Right.
But for black and gray, you should have just 6 tones. Just you need to blend this during the session. You need to think all the time about this.
Right.
This color, all colors, okay, here orange, just doing your work. And
that's very interesting.
Yeah, so.
What was your experience been when you first moved to the USA? You said you were in Sheepshead Bay when you first moved here, right?
Actually, first I moved to LA.
Okay.
But first my year in USA, I didn't work as tattoo artist. I just moved here and just tried to figure out how to stay here. Just to save some money.
Right.
And then just started thinking about, okay, now I need to do tattoos.
Yeah, well, you picked the 2 most expensive cities, I'll tell you.
It's my friend. So when I moved to LA, I didn't know anyone there. And after my year in LA, my friend, I know her from Ukraine. She said, just come here. I want to see you. I'm okay.
How's the difference from LA to New York?
It's cold here.
It is very cold here.
There are no palm trees. Just in LA, it's more chilly. Just you just go to the beach, just chilling. Just here, just you always need to move. It's always about moving. It's a lot of people on the streets. It's all.
Right. Well, like I said, it's difficult to make it in New York, but especially the area that you came to. Is it hard for you to get a clientele going when you first came here?
Yes, I found a shop, and first 5-6 months I just worked about how to get clients. So do any promotions. First time just I did it really cheap, just for supplies, and that's it, because I just needed to show people, okay, that's me, I can do work, just come to get something by me.
Right.
And after 5-6 months it got better. But it was hard here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine. I mean, Williamsburg is definitely the place to be. Like I said, Sheepshead Bay it's a tough area to come up in. I grew up in Bensonhurst, but to be in the crux of the tattoo area, Williamsburg, Greenpoint, I feel a lot of big artists are coming out of there. Do you have any experience with any of those guys, or?
No,
you just kind of stick to yourself?
No, I just moved here. I didn't know anyone here. Just one friend from Connecticut, and that's it. And okay. What to do?
How's the shop experience for you, though?
I went for interview for different shops, but I really liked this because boss, she speaks Russian. It was easier for me, and I really liked her way how she see her shop in future. She wants to go to conventions, and she likes style, what I like to do.
Right.
And she said, okay, if you're gonna work with us, you can improve your skills. I'll help you with that. Just let's work. Okay, let's work.
Right.
So her point, not all about money, more about art, just to make work really good. And that's why I stayed there.
Nice. Yeah, we were talking a little bit earlier about the tattoo, because you didn't have a traditional apprenticeship where you sat in the shop, took the garbage out. You come from an artistic background, but a lot of the places now, they have schools for apprenticeships. What's your thoughts on that?
It's I don't really like this, because anyone who can pay money, just because they think if you're a tattoo artist, you just make a lot of money, and you're a cool guy or girl, just okay, I'm a tattoo artist. Just they go there, they don't know how it works at all. Most of them don't have tattoos, and they never went to a tattoo session or something. Just like they pay money, spend their like 3 months on the practice skin, they get their like diploma. Just like after, okay, I'm tattoo artist, booking is open. Come here to get some cool stuff by
Right.
the end.
Right. I feel like that's where people miss the mark. I mean, technically you can do it after 3 months, but a lot of it is just watching someone tattoo.
Yeah.
Like I would say a lot of people don't even let you touch a tattoo machine for at least a year, just so you can, you know, see certain techniques or just draw and see how ink is applied and each line and shade. There's a lot that goes into it. So even to say, okay, 3 months, here's your diploma, go stick people. I mean, it could be done, but I don't think they're doing it right. I mean, you don't think they're doing it right either.
Yeah, so just like if you like really into tattoos, just like find a shop, find artists who like work you really love and you think you want to do something like that. Just like find him, just like ask about apprenticeship, clean for him, just like go for beer, like do all this stuff like for free, just like spend all your time at the shop, ask him some questions, like watch how he works.
Yeah, I think that's more what it's about is people go for the experience also. So like you could really get a rapport with the artist. Not only are they doing something permanent on you that you have to walk around with forever. I mean, we forget what it's like to walk into a tattoo shop for the first time. It's very intimidating. Yeah. So just to get like that experience and hanging out and stuff like that, I think that's a big part of what we do also. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course. Also, like, if you want to like be a tattoo artist, just go for yourself, just like to get tattoo and like watch how he does it for you, and just like ask him some questions, and that's it.
Yeah. Watch him set up.
Watch, and then just like try to do it by yourself. That's how it works, like experience. You talk to other people, to other artists.
So I know you've only been doing this for a short amount of time. What's your most outrageous story with a client that you've had to deal with so far?
Actually, like there weren't like any stories like that, because if I feel like something going wrong, I'm just trying to explain this person. I don't want to work with it.
Right.
Just like I'm just telling, sorry, but I feel like I cannot do this work for you like good as you're expecting. So just please, it would be better like if you find another artist. So just like this person not getting offended and just like I'm safe.
Right.
Yeah, but like most stories like I had like in Ukraine, I know one guy, he came like after wedding, 2 days of drinking, and he came just like drunk, just like, okay, let's get this for me. Just like he went for breaks every like 40 minutes. He gets lost like also for 1 hour. Just like, where are you going? All the time. Probably he were getting drunk more.
I'm sure he was.
And just like, okay. So I spent with him whole day and just like, okay, please never come back, never come back. Also, when people wanted to get really weird tattoos on like weird spots, so one girl, she wanted to get in that spot medusa, like so snakes like goes here. I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do this for you. She like texted me like maybe like 5 times, just like, please I want to get this. Just like it's not really like good spot for like portrait of Gargona.
Some snakes coming out of it.
But it was funny because like after like 6 months I went to our local tattoo convention and I saw her. She went to the stage and she just like did that. She was without underwear. Like she showed to everyone this tattoo. I'm like, thanks God I didn't do that. Because like I don't want to like everyone talk about me like in that way. And just like, and I just like try and like just say no to clients instead like to have like crazy stories in my
That's
life.
actually a good point, because a lot of people, they don't know how to deal with someone who they're not seeing eye to eye with. But I think at some point you just have to step away and say like, okay, maybe I'm not the artist for you. I had to do that a couple of times, but it's really one of those things that you try to avoid, which don't happen as often as people think. But when they do happen, it's usually someone who's very, very difficult or who doesn't really understand what they're getting. I wish I did a medusa in that area. I mean, that'd be awesome. Have you ever had to deal with someone like that where besides her, you didn't want to do the piece, or like you steered them in a different direction to what they originally wanted?
So if I go to another direction, what they want, it's like mostly like after the session, they just like never come back. Yeah, because I'm like telling them, just if you don't want to do this, no one force you. Right. And just like, let's do it. And just like they never come back after that.
So how do you deal with someone who comes in and they present an idea to you and then you go from their idea to your design to their skin? Explain that process for me.
It's mostly about like how people come and just like picture or other tattoo. I just want to say, look, it's not good to get something.
Exactly.
Yeah, because someone else already has this.
Right.
And just like you want to like have like same tattoo with other person like in the world.
It's true.
And like just it takes like a lot of time to explain this, but like usually people, yeah, okay, understand, let's do it. Like, how do you think I'm okay? But if they don't agree, just like leave the shop and go somewhere and they get in exactly same piece.
Yeah. And you also have to take into consideration where they're getting it tattooed, like what part of their body, how it flows.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with us, we're just starting out. It's tough to take something and put our own spin on it, because I don't know if you've developed your style yet, or if you want to develop a certain style, but how long do you think that would take to get to?
I don't know, actually. Like, your style coming from like your art. So I think just like I need to draw more, make more paintings, drawings, something like that. So and then I will develop my own style. But for now, I just like to do like portraits, black and gray. And I really like to add some like red color.
Right.
So probably I'm going to work in this way, just like black and gray stuff, plus like some red colors, like blood, or maybe fire. Like,
Why not?
Yeah, that's what I like to do. So now I'm working on project like for one guy. It's like a black and gray sleeve, but with fire. So I think like...
Yeah, you incorporate it little by little into certain designs.
Yeah, like because I don't like to do color a lot, and just black and gray, it looks a little bit like boring.
You think so? I love black and gray.
Not every black and gray, but if you go for convention, if you see in competition in portrait, black and gray portrait and color portrait.
That's true.
Color portrait always wins.
That's true.
So like, but I think like if mixed together, it's kind of like interesting.
Yeah, it gives it like that extra dimension almost.
Yeah.
What would you say at this point was your most difficult tattoo, technique-wise?
For me, like difficult tattoos, always portraits. Like if some people want to get portrait of wife, parents, children, it's like every portrait, like most difficult for me. Because if I do like tiger, lion, or wolf, I just can like add some of my things I think would look good. So I can change like some lights, I can change like eyes of wolf. But if it's like portrait of a child, I should copy this, like do like exact copy, and just like I'm always okay, I should do this. Like in the end, just like when I'm showing this piece for my client, I'm like, please, 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 just like he should like this. And I always worry about this. Like it's every time like most difficult thing for me.
Sure, because that picture is so specific to that person that even one shadow that's out of place will change the entire person. Yeah, and especially if it's someone who like passed away or something like that, you'll feel you want to feel bad, you fuck up a portrait of someone who passed away. Yeah. You'll feel really bad.
So like it's like every like portrait I've done was like most stressful, like more difficult work for me.
Okay. Yeah. Do you welcome that though? Because I know you said you wanted to develop your style more so in portraits. Yeah. But do you welcome them coming in like as a challenge almost?
Yes. I like this. Yeah. But I always like ask like to good references, like good quality. If this person like passed away, of course, like they don't have a lot of pictures. But if this person's still alive, I'm asking just like, please, can you come with your files to the shop? I'll take a good pictures on the camera, and we will choose like which one gonna look good. So. Trying to work on that.
You kind of want like a studio photo if you could get it.
Yeah, we have in our shop space for photo.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, just made like black wall, all lights, and just like if I need to take a pictures, like I use this space. Cool. Also, if I need to do like any sketch with hands, I'm just taking our manager. Okay, I need your hands.
I do that too. I take a picture. I'm like this with my own.
Yeah, I need like that. Okay, just stay like that, and just I'm taking a picture of her hands.
Yeah, people think I'm having like a seizure, and I'm just like sitting like this, taking a picture of my own hand. Someone who's coming into your shop, what's like the perfect client to you, as far as design and stuff like that, for the process to go smoothly?
Perfect client when he trusts me. It's like perfect. And just like if he shows me some pictures, okay, I like this style, I like this way how this artist did this, and just I want to do that, and that, and I trust you. Just like put everything together as you think it would be look good. Okay, thank you. And just like he book appointments and he leaves shop and he doesn't text me all the time like before session.
Yes.
So like, where is my sketch? No, just like if it's sleeve, I can't make like whole sketch. I prepared like different pieces, come for session, and I'll show you every scene, like I'll put it on, but don't text me like every day. Like.
Well, I think that's the problem with social media too. A lot of people see these huge tattoo sleeves and they're like, okay, we could get this done in 8 hours, but you cannot. You don't know that took like 24,
36, however long it took. They don't realize that it's multiple sessions that's been made to look like one complete full session. But it's hard to translate that to people who, like I said, they don't understand the process, or like they're not familiar with getting tattooed at all. Do you find like people have that unrealistic expectation when it comes to social media and the tattoos that they present you?
Yeah, they always, as you said, they see like huge piece on Instagram and just like they think, okay, it's probably like done like 3-4 hours. And just like, no, we need like 2 sessions, each session like 7 hours. Whoa, can you do it in 1 session? Yeah, I can do, but it's going to be smaller and less details and it's not going to look good.
Right.
And they, oh, okay. Just like, what you can do like for 3 hours, and just like I'm showing what I can do in 3 hours. Oh, that's not what I want. So if you want to like get like a nice piece, just please spend your time.
Yeah, that's something that you deal with at the consultation. You have to let them know how long it will take. And I like to let people know beforehand. I'm like, we'll get this done, or like we'll just get the outline done today, just so they feel more comfortable too. Because a lot of the time they're like, oh, we're going to finish today, right? And like, nope, like not even close. Not even close. Like I said, I try and educate as I go. So I'll be in...
Like explain every step. Like
Exactly. So you know what's going on, why I'm doing this, and why this isn't finished yet. And I feel like that just makes the experience better for them also. And it makes them a better customer too.
Also, like what I hate about social media, it's about cover-up tattoos. So they're like picture before and picture after. But they don't post pictures like laser removing between these 2 pictures. So like here's like huge black tribal, and here's just like portrait, and like people come into my shop and just like, I wanna like cover this huge piece with portrait. I'm like, nope. You need to do laser removal. No, but you see, like on this picture, like no, they had like laser removing, and they don't trust me. They trust internet because they see picture.
That's true.
And like, what are you talking about? No, I just want to cover it. Oh.
Yeah, it's very frustrating, because then I've had an experience like this too, where a guy came in, he had a whole tribal on his arm, and same thing. He's like, do you think you could do something to this where it's, you know, clouds? And I'm like, you can't put something lighter over something. Obviously, you know that it's like very light shading, but I'm like, you have to get laser on this because it's so black. He ended up going to somebody else. He ended up doing the clouds, but they were black clouds, and you could tell over tribal. And he's like, what could I do with this now? He's like, I went to this guy and he really didn't do a good job. I'm like, well, I told you, don't go laser. Just go get laser. I'm like, honestly, at this point, all you can do is laser, because you cannot put anything else over that. I'm like, I could pound it with white and in certain areas, but not like the whole thing.
Yeah, but also like after your session, if you put some white, they think like, okay, it's done. No, like you need like come back like 2-3 times just like to put this white again and again. But after your session, they see like, oh, that looks good. Like it's covered. After like 3 weeks, I'm like, they text me, I see my old tattoo. Like, can you do touch up? I'm like, yeah, it's not like just one touch up. You will come back like more and more.
And at that point, I think laser would be a little bit less expensive than how many times you're coming in and getting white pounded.
If you're getting laser, just like you have more options what you can get on this spot.
Right.
If you don't do laser, I just always show like, okay, this or this, and no more choices. And just like, if you don't like this, just don't get this.
Have you had to do a lot of cover-ups?
Yeah, just like maybe last 6 months, I do it a lot.
Okay.
Just like sometimes I say people no, but like some cover-ups, it's really like possible. Just like my hardest cover-up, it's just like guy. So first he had tribal, and over this he has like a blue eagle.
Okay.
Yeah, on the top of tribal. And he came to me to cover this.
A double cover-up.
Yeah. So we just like got a picture, like really dark, which like really like possible to cover. I covered this, but it took for me like over like 4 times with white inks, and like like I spent so many like money for that. I'm like, look.
Yeah, I always tell people, I'm like, it looked better than what you had there already. Like I try and do the best job that I could, but if they're really not flexible, I either turn them away, or like you said, I'm like, it looks better than what was there. And, you know, to the best of my ability, what I could do with it if you really wanted it. But that's why you really have to do your research. And I always tell people that, I'm like, make sure you know what you want, because laser is a lot more expensive than what you'd be paying for me to cover it up, or they cover it up again from somebody else. Yeah, I feel like you get that every now and then. It's something I'd honestly rather not talk about because it frustrates me so much. But I know Williamsburg is very saturated with tattoo shops. You throw a rock, you hit one. What tattoos do you see most coming into your shop in your area?
Like, I see like on the streets, I go like to bars or something, just like it's mostly like graphic tattoos, like also like old school, new school. It's like not just like whole like realistic like sleeve done. No, just like piece here, piece here.
Right.
Yeah, I know, like because like in Bushwick and Williamsburg, it's like a lot of hipsters, and so they
Oh, right there.
and like it's actually like more of this tattoo. Like for me, I don't have actually like clients from this area. They just like I'm from the city, from New Jersey,
Right.
from Sheepshead Bay, from Brighton, like from Long Island, Staten Island. Like if someone comes to do some graphic work, I'm not sure I can do this work really good. I just don't work in this way a lot, so just find another artist. But sometimes I do that if it's not hard for me to make a sketch.
Right.
Because like I know I don't draw a lot in this way, so
Yeah, I feel like Williamsburg has a lot of that that minimalism
yes.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Like it's very minimal line work, very basic shapes and stuff
some
like that.
dot work.
Yeah, some dot work is making its way. A lot of really good work is coming out of Russia right now with like the 3-round liner. I don't know if you follow that. Who right now are you following that?
I like Oleg Shepelenko. He's a Russian tattoo artist. I took a seminar by him, like 2 seminars, like black and gray portrait and color portrait. And he's really awesome. Like his portraits, like best for me. So I really like his work, how he does this. Also, I like Sergei Shanko. I know if you heard about him.
No, I've never heard of him.
He works in California.
Okay.
He lives here. He does like color, but he mixed like realistic with like cartoons. Like for
I
example,
love that.
like realistic like portrait with like Mickey Mouse, with Donald Duck, or it's really cool.
I like that. I feel like it adds more dimension.
Yeah, and he makes like stickers tattoo. It's really cool.
That's great.
It's like my most like favorite artist.
That's awesome. What is your most memorable like point in your career? Do you have a moment that sticks out, like good or bad?
If talking about clients.
No, yourself, just like personally
myself?
For your career.
It was like this July, my first tattoo convention in Manhattan,
The
Empire State
Empire State
Expo.
Expo, yeah.
It's like my first convention. It's like so big and so many artists come. I'm just like, oh, I see him in real life. Oh my gosh! Just like I work next by them. It's so like challenging, and I worked 2 days in a row on one guy. I did like huge piece for him. And just,
you had a booth there also?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And just like, okay, they're gonna see my work because he went on the stage. Just like I was staying like by stage and like, okay, don't look at my work. I'm not so good at you. But I know it was really like important for me at that time to work in the same place with great tattoo artists.
I saw that you met Nikko Hurtado too. He's one of the top guys. Like he's my favorite also.
Yeah, he's really
Trying to get him in this podcast at some point.
Oh.
We'll get him. But yeah, his color realism is like it's like a photograph on someone's skin.
Awesome.
That you look at these guys and you're like, how do you do that? How is that even possible? Just the level of saturation or detail, and it's just so many hours. I think you have to book with those guys at least 8 hours with them.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Actually, it's one of my dreams, like to get tattooed by him. So I can just like watch how he works. Just like, okay, I have to do by Nikko Hurtado.
Have you ever gotten tattooed by anyone who's
just like
well known?
I have only one professional tattoo. It's my neck. But the other like things is like by my friends, by like my tattoo artists from Ukraine. They're not really like did good job. Sorry, guys.
How did that feel under here?
It was bad. Yeah, like I almost cried.
Really?
Yeah, so but it's okay.
How many hours was that on here?
6 hours.
Straight through?
Yeah, just like we had just like one break for lunch and.
Awesome. I was telling you before, I sit like a bitch. After 3 hours, I'm just like, get me off of this chair. I'm like squirming. I'm sweating. I'm just done with it. I'll give you props on your neck. That's something.
No, it's like if I do sessions for my clients, it's like it's 7 hours at least. Just like sit here, let's work, and like I do break every like 3 hours. Okay.
Every 3 hours you do a break? I do a break every hour. My back starts hurting.
Yeah, so like my clients, I can't sit anymore. My butt hurts. Can I stand up? I'm no.
What was the longest session you've ever done?
Like maybe 10 hours.
10 hours straight through.
Yeah. I want to start to do more sessions. I know guys from Europe, they do sessions like 13 hours.
Really?
I'm like, I need to do that too.
Yeah.
I want to try.
No way, not for me.
I want to try this.
So I know you said that it took about 6 hours to work on your neck. Tell me more about that experience and like the artist and the pain. And
The artist, he's from Germany. His nickname Young Hearted Tattoo.
okay.
So he does like this like trash lettering, like his style, like dark mandalas, like venom sleeves, like it's really like dark work like that. And just like I wanted to get tattooed by him like for 3 years. And I waited like when he come like for guest spot to New York, but he always came like to LA. I'm just like, when I lived in LA, I didn't have money for that.
Right.
So like I'm okay. And last August he posted like, okay, I'm gonna be in New York 3 days. If someone wanna get tattooed by me, just email me. I'm okay. please, just like I wanna get my neck. So it says like no amour.
No armor?
Amour.
Amor.
Like no love.
Oh, no love.
Amour.
Oh,
yeah.
amore. Like that's,
Yeah, amore,
Italian.
yeah.
I'm Italian.
Yeah. And like it's like heart here.
Okay.
So like that's like what I wanted like to get for a long
Very
time.
cool.
Yeah. So
How was it being on like the other side of the coin and being the client going to the artist?
it was like hard like just lay down. It's like I couldn't like watch my phone. Just like I couldn't do anything. Just like okay. It was like I couldn't like see process and just like I'm okay. What you doing?
What was the most painful spot? By the collarbone or the neck itself?
Like on the bones here, and when he stretched like this spot like here, so like it went like on the bones here. I'm like no. And when he started like to do something like behind my ears, I'm just like, don't do there anything. Just like no one gonna see.
Yeah,
this
yeah. Don't
piece.
worry about that.
I'm like yeah, just it's fine. He said no, it's gonna look beautiful. Just like let's do like behind your ears. I'm okay.
Very cool. How does he, I mean, obviously like you have to be a certain level, but how did you get picked? Is there a certain like thing that he just wanted to do when he was here, or you just had the best idea?
I don't know, maybe just like I was one of the first who emailed him.
You made sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So like, he said like, please email me on September 1st. So like September 1st at midnight.
You're on your computer, 11:59.
So yeah, so I saw like when midnight in Germany. So like I didn't sleep here. Just like okay, let's email him. Just
That's
like
great.
I should get this. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, so I really like his work, and like I want to get sleeves by him and like my chest.
Awesome. So what's your booking process like at this point?
So I don't do bookings by my own, like shop takes care about this. But first I need to like get idea from client. So when I talk about idea, about everything, just like I'm telling, okay, you need like 2 sessions. Please, like here's phone number of the shop. Please call, text them, just like and tell them you need 2 sessions with Alina. And that's it. And I know like my shop takes deposit for that, because people like if they take a day, if they don't have deposit, they might not come. So
I'm well aware.
yeah, I know like how exactly they do that. But my part of booking is like my client, what I know what to do, like just let him trust me, make sure he trusts me and he is ready for booking.
That's nice that you don't have to deal with the dates. I've never heard it like being booked like that.
I just started this like maybe like last 4 months. Before it was so annoying for me. I'm working, just like my phone bzz messages. I don't have time like to answer. Okay, let's take this day. And this person already sleeping, and just like in the morning when I'm working again, he texted me, okay, let's do this day. And like it took me like a long time like to book someone, and just like told my manager, okay, let me like send all clients to you.
And you could take care of the day. That actually works out. I mean, it is a lot when you're doing it yourself, because you only have a certain amount of dates. And I know a couple people, they'll keep their books open for like, let's say 2 months. And then after those dates, they close it and then they reopen it. I don't book like that because I feel like it's
one thing I like about booking, just like if you want to sleep, I could tell like, okay, you might need like 5 sessions. Just book 5 sessions, like
And do they leave a deposit for each
no,
session?
just like they put deposit for 1 session, but it's included like in last session. So when we finish project,
I got you.
So like each session you pay like full price, but last session you pay like price included in deposit.
That's an easy. I've never heard of that.
And it makes like people like finish their sleeve, because before I had this thing like they started the sleeves, just like they disappeared for 6 months, and then they come back. I'm just like, oh, what I wanted to put here, I cannot find this design or something. Just like, or this person changed idea, or he went like to Miami for a couple months, he got like sunburn. I'm just like, oh.
That's actually a really good idea, because I've had a lot of people do that same thing, and I've never even thought to do it like that. I'm actually going to start.
It works really good. Like,
yeah, it's more of an incentive for them to come back. I actually have a couple people right now where I haven't heard from them in months. And like you said, you forget where you put certain places or what you were planning on doing. That's actually really smart. I'm going to steal that. Okay. So we were going about this for a while. What's the best way for people to get in contact with you if they want to book with you?
Instagram.
Instagram? Yeah. Alina_tattoo_NYC, right?
Yes.
Alina_tattoo_NYC. Do you have an email that people could get to you?
I have email, but I don't really like this.
Okay.
I can forget. Like if I have messages in Instagram, I just don't read them if I'm not ready to answer.
So Instagram is the best way.
Yeah.
Right.
Before I gave everyone my cell phone, but some clients started calling me at 1 a.m. Hi, I want to get a tattoo. I'm right now.
Yep. You get the 3 a.m. idea guy.
Yeah.
This would be perfect in my sleep.
It's they don't text, they just call. They start calling.
Yep.
In the middle of the night. So just I'm okay. Forget my phone number. More.
That's perfect. Yeah. All right. Okay, Alina_tattoo_NYC. Thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. Thanks.
It was really a nice experience. It's my first time. So really, thank you.
I'm glad we had this talk. It was a great conversation. Thank you.
I'm glad too. Thank you.
Awesome. That wraps it up with Alina Podlevska. You can keep up with what she's doing by following her at Alina_tattoo_NYC on Instagram. Join me next week where I speak with the cover-up master himself, Logan Aguilar, working out of Soho Inc. in New York.
The difference between a bad cover-up and a good cover-up is a good cover-up, you shouldn't be able to tell that it's a cover-up.
And we talk about the incredible challenges of working with difficult skin.
That angel looked like someone went on her with 24 round liner and just chewed her skin to hell. It was so bad.
And a traumatic experience that still makes me gag.
I take the mask off, I'm wiping the vomit off my face going, what the hell is that?
Spilled Ink is produced by Fulton Street Music Group. Our producers are Cleo Kolitsopoulos and Alex Fulton. Our music is by Cat Blaster. I'm your host, Mike Maldonado. Follow us on Instagram at Spilled Ink Official.